Hi everyone, it's very glad to join this meeting of the great regions of Tron 4.0. I'm going to share some information about Tron wallets. So today my topic is that how blockchain wallets can power the future. I'm Alex from TronLink. So we are first going to through the wallets history, then we go to check the wallets current states, then we will go into discussion and predictions of the trends of the wallet industry. We are going to go fast through the wallet history, as now all the users are familiar with the Tron wallets history. So let's first define what is a blockchain wallet. Generally speaking, a blockchain wallet is a software program that enables users to buy, sell, and monitor balance of the digital currencies. Unlike traditional pocket wallets, blockchains does not save currencies that keep a record of all transactions by the exchange. So we know that what is a blockchain wallet. We are going to have a quick walkthrough about the wallet histories. Wallet has three periods related with the blockchain steps. So the first stage of the wallet comes in 2009. Bitcoin mainland was launched. The blockchain in this period has just started, so Bitcoin has only very simple transfer functions. So this time the wallet's character was very simple. We used to use wallets in a terminal like the right pictures. Later, limited by the developers of the blockchain, the wallet at this time is used to store Bitcoin. So the wallet character is very simple and usually is just supposed one currencies. And we come to the second period of the wallet. In 2014, the start of Ethereum projects announced the blockchain entering into the 2.0 periods, and smart contracts began to be applied to the blockchain. At this time, in addition to transfer monies, the wallets can also perform contract operations on chain. However, due to the slow speed of the blockchain this time, the wallets can only perform no instant response contract services. So at this time, the wallets can support more functions than 1.0. As we can see, there are more functions and more UIs, but the functions on the wallet currently is still very limited. Finally, we enter into the wallet 3.0. Starting in 2018, the optimizing of slow speeds of blockchain 2.0 and the high cost of mining and the realizations of high currency and high scalability of the blockchain market bring users into the entry of the 3.0 blockchain. And the most representative products are EOS and Trunk. The EOS block generate blocks every 0.5 seconds, regardless of the network environment and other issues. So a transaction is recorded on the blockchain in only 0.05 seconds. So at this time, in addition to the basic storage and transfer function, wallets can also interact with contracts on chain in an instant. So the wallet is no longer a simple access management tool, but also a public trade service platform. At the same time, the single chain wallets has able to meet users' needs. So more and more wallets are developing in support multi-chains. So in these periods, users can experience access manager, access trading, debt social, and information and marketing, and even other more features through these wallets. So we can have a lot of colorful and more functions of wallets. After going through the wallet history, so we are going to check more details and check more states about the wallet's currency now. First, let's see some data. Although that we have experienced very bad prices download loss in the past 4 years, but the users of the blockchain wallets has grown very stably from 2016 to 2020. As we can see in the pictures, that the users always keep increasing. This brings very good foundations for this industry. Also, the blockchain wallet users distribution has changed a lot. At the very beginning, the blockchain wallet users generally located in Europe, America, and some of the Asian. But as we can see now, most of the users are distribution all over the world. regardless country, region, and languages. And there are a lot of different kinds of brand wallets as we know in this industry. And these pictures shows some of them. And wallets, there are so many wallets that we can divide the wallets into hot wallet and cold wallet by whether it is connected to internet. And we can also divide the wallets into full node wallet or light node wallets by whether it has the full node wallet data. Also, we divide wallets into centralized wallet, decentralized wallets by whether users can have the private keys. And we have hardware wallet and software wallets. We also have the single chain wallet and multi-chain wallets. This is how wallets currently separate. And talking about wallets, we cannot forget about the how this is modules that it is the depth. This is a picture showing that the depth statistic recently. As we can see that the most hottest three chains is Ethereum, EOS, and TronLink. They all have very a lot of depths and hot depths currently. So we're going to see more about the depths currently, how they appear in different wallet and different tracks. On the most hottest trends, Ethereum and TronLink and EOS, as we can see that Ethereum's daily active users is around 20,000 currently, and compared with TronLink is almost similar. As for EOS, its daily active user is a little lower. It's around 40,000. And we can also have some data on the depths on different hot chains. Ethereum's depths, they have more balanced categories. And EOS and TronLink, the most of the depths on these two chains are focusing on games and high risk. So after we check in the wallets, we are going to see what the future the wallets are going to be like. So as we can see, the wallets industry currently have more and more functions. We have depth functions, modules, we have information modules, we have exchange modules, we have marketplaces modules, we have invest modules, we have social modules, and we even have some shopping modules. It brings more and more features to the user. And also, talking about more functions, we cannot forget about the very hot things called DeFi. We currently have the three DEXs, or stablecoin and lending. Decentralized finance, often called DeFi or open finance, refers to the economic paradigm shift enabled by decentralized technologies, particularly blockchain networks. From P2P payment systems to automatic loans to USD stablecoin, DeFi has emerged as one of the most active sectors in blockchain space, with a range of users cases for developers, individuals, and institutes. Decentralized finance leverages three key principles of the Ethereum's blockchain to unlock liquidity and growth opportunities, increase financial security and transparency, and support integrated and standardized economic systems. And also, we think that the wallet industry is going to support more and more platforms. We currently can find the train wallets on almost any platform now. For example, in mobile size, most of the wallets support both iOS and Android. In PC size, cross-platform technology make it easier to support Mac, Windows, and Linux. We also have different browsers, wallet plugins, so it is quite widely used currently. More trends. So currently, there are only 80% of the top wallets support only just one chain, and other 81% of top wallets support multi-chains. So multi-chains is definitely the future. One more prediction or one more trending we think is multi-signatures. Multi-signation is refers to requiring multi-keys to authorize a transaction. Rather than a single signation from one key, it has a number of applications. So let us, for example, divide into responsibilities of positions of coins among multiple people, or avoiding a single point of failure, making it more difficult for wallets to be compromised, or even more. So by bringing into multi-signification, it can have more user cases and user scenarios. One more trending of the wallet industry, I think, is that hybrid of centralized and decentralized. For example, decentralized park, most of the wallet encourage users to hold a private key. And as for the centralized park, wallets verified nodes, and more wallets verified nodes are centralized. And some of the wallets are using centralized ways to keep users' private key. And most of the wallets using centralized ways to support feature modules, for example, app store, marketing information, and social, etc. So we think that decentralized is a tool, not a target. So the industry more and more recognize that if some of the centralized can bring more benefit to the user, it is also accepted. So one more trend we found is that HSM's usages in this area. A hardware security module HSM is a physical computing devices that safeguard and manage digital keys, performs inception or deception functions for digital signification, strong authorization, and other cybergraphic functions. These modules traditionally comes in the forms of a plug-in card or external devices that attach directly to a computer or network server. A hardware security modules contains one and more security cybergraphic chips. It was widely used in the financial industry, but more currently, and there are more and more companies and teams are trying to use these HSM modules in its back server or even in its hardware. Here is an example. Like Samsung Key Store is the first big phone company to support blockchain in hardware level. They announced their Key Store since last year. By bringing hardware level chips, they can protect the private key in a higher level. We think that Samsung is the first one to bring these things, but won't be the last. Also, we think that there will be more and more protocols and standardized. There are some of the things that currently already become the wallet protocol. For example, we have BIP 32, BIP 39, BIP 44. We're using this to make a private key more easy to use and control. We also have Ethereum key store to save private key locally. We use Web3, Skater, or TronLink to make the dApps work with our native wallet. We use the QR code communication between cold wallet and hot wallet. There are more. What we expect? We think they are going to come out some kind of wallet SDK to cover most of the usage to make wallet functions and modules more easy to develop. And they will become more and more scheme for other apps to use Tron wallets. They will become more easier to in communication users' data between different wallets. The wallets industry is going to have more challenges, I think. For example, we have DCP in China. So the financial big company and big organizations are entering into these areas. And we have Libra. Libra is supported by Facebook, a big internet company. We also have a PayPal. PayPal is going to asking users to try to sell cybercraft on it. So the industry is going to change a lot. Now, let's think about the feature. We used to begin to know blockchains from mining. Then some of us users begin to know it from exchanges. I think it will become to the age to the users to know it from wallet because wallet supports more features and more close to the user. Yeah. Okay, that's my sharing. Thank you.